Alright guys, today we have a direct comparison between Supercross 4 and Supercross 3. Supercross 4 on the left and Supercross 3 on the right. And they kinda look similar, but I can tell you I've been playing a decent amount of Supercross 4 here with the Alpha, and when I jumped into Supercross 3 to get the gameplay for this video, it was like, whoa. It felt a decent amount different, and the camera was farther away. So that threw me off a bit, and we do have a first-person comparison at the end of the video for you. That was a bit tougher because the first person in this game, the Supercross 4, it's like quite a bit closer than it was in Supercross 3, and so it's a little bit harder to get a comparison because it was hard to fit it in the frame because of how close it was, so the handlebars are a bit cut off, but you can still see it, and we can talk about that when we get there, but that's at the end of the video. The third person is what I want to kind of focus on here. I feel like a decent amount of Supercross 4 is kind of what you guys have been saying, that it is similar to Supercross 3 visually, but it plays different. Like I was saying, when I was playing Supercross 3 to get the gameplay for this video, it was tough. I had some pretty serious struggles. We are at Glendale for both these games, and I mean, the gameplay on the right for Supercross 3 isn't that great, but I was trying to avoid hitting any super cheesy, crazy, weird lines around the track just to get, a better comparison, because I wasn't really doing that in Supercross 4 here, so yeah, that's why it's pretty basic gameplay. But for me, again, visually they're pretty similar. The camera's a bit farther away in Supercross 3 and it's a bit closer in Supercross 4. Graphically, I feel like they're pretty similar. I feel like in Supercross 4, well, I don't feel like, there's more ruts around the track. Yes, the ruts don't really do anything. They're more visual in Supercross 4, but it does look a bit better. In Supercross 3 here, the track is a lot flatter, a lot smoother. It just doesn't, I mean, there's kind of ruts there. It just, I don't know. The track feels harder in Supercross 3. I don't really know how to explain that. It just feels stiffer. When you land off a jump or when you take off, the jump feels stiffer. In Supercross 4, the track, it feels like it has a bit of give in it, a bit more realistic, where, dirt can turn into cement, pretty much, but the track, it just feels a bit softer in Supercross 4, and I do appreciate that. I do enjoy that a bit more. And even if the ruts aren't really doing anything, I still feel like it's better in Supercross 4. And I've been saying it throughout these videos, but I'm gonna try and drive that point home here, that the cornering in Supercross 4, it feels pretty significantly different than it did in Supercross 3. Jumping back into Supercross 3 to get this gameplay, that's the part that I feel like I probably had the toughest time with, was just trying to readjust to the cornering. And the other thing, if you don't time a rhythm section really good in Supercross 3, I mean, you can cheese a section pretty bad in Supercross 3 and get away with it, and you can do the front end glitch and all that stuff, but in Supercross 4 here, if you case a bit, I feel like it doesn't eat up the momentum you have as bad as it does in Supercross 4. So I don't know, that's kind of a love-hate thing. I guess I like the idea of having the rhythm sections be tougher, so if you don't hit them just right, you're not going to get it. But at the same time, that can be really frustrating, so it's kind of nice, I guess, to be able to case a bit and still be able to hit the rhythm section. And where I appreciate it the most is where if I overjump a tiny bit, but it's almost a perfect landing, in Supercross 3, it still would suck up my momentum, and I wouldn't be able to hit the rhythm section the way I wanted to, and it was just really frustrating because I felt like I hit it really good, but the game apparently didn't think I did. In Supercross 4, you don't notice it as much, but again, it's kind of a love-hate thing. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. I like the added difficulty in Supercross 3, but I like in Supercross 4 where if I hit it almost perfect, a rhythm section or a jump, it doesn't just destroy my momentum for the rest of the rhythm section or whatever. So that's the part I do like about it. And the first person is probably where you will notice the most differences, which is going to be coming up here pretty soon. The whoops, I feel like, are pretty similar. We have whoops on both these tracks. You can kind of get an idea of what they're like. The start and the finish are reused from Supercross 3. They're very much the same, pretty much. They got rid of the sound of timing the gate. And yeah, I mean, graphically, if you're just watching it and you haven't played it, it does look very similar. I'm talking over it, so you probably can't hear it, but I do feel like the bike sounds are a bit better. Maybe we do a video where you just have some raw gameplay so you can hear it, but I do feel like the bike sounds, especially on the 250s, is better in Supercross 4 than Supercross 3. I know some of you guys were saying they still suck. You're always probably going to have room for improvement, but it's definitely, in my opinion, better. So the bike sounds, maybe you can hear it a bit, but I do feel like they are better. And yeah, I guess the biggest difference for me is just in the actual gameplay. There is some small, subtle changes that make a pretty big difference. And this game is tough still, but easier at the same time. I don't really know how to explain that, but yeah, it just graphically pretty similar, but gameplay wise they definitely have a difference, and they definitely feel different. But we're about done with this race, and then like I said, we hop over into some first person, and that is where you're really going to see the changes. And I don't know if I really like the first person in Supercross 4. It feels a bit more realistic, where you're bouncing around a bit more. It doesn't feel as stable, but the camera is so close to the handlebars. It feels like it's on his chest, not through, you know, the helmet. It just doesn't, I don't know. It's something, I know some of you guys were saying it looks really good, and if you're a first-person guy, give me your opinion, because I definitely am not a first-person guy. We mess up our fair share of the track here on both Supercross 4 and 3. I don't know. It has some things that I feel like are better, but overall I feel like Supercross 3 was better. And even in Supercross 3, I don't feel like that was my favorite first-person camera in a milestone game. So yeah, I hadn't shown you first person. I wanted to show you that here at the end. And let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. I know a bunch of you guys are going to say it's just a rinse and reuse of last year, but I can tell you it definitely does feel different. But let me know your opinions in the comments. You guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on the channel lately. It really does mean a lot. And until the next video, take it easy.